Hello, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2020. Today, you guys will need your blue book. Let's see, blue book. And you will also need your Wit and Wisdom packet and something to write with, okay? Just a little reminder, boys and girls, because I know every Friday we have a writing prompt, but a lot of us are still turning in writing prompts without the whole Oreo structure. Remember, keep practicing. When you guys write anything in your free time, try writing opinion paragraphs and make sure they include the opinion introduction, 2 reasons, and your opinion conclusion, okay? So let's go on with our lesson. What lesson are we doing today? Get ready. Yes, lesson 27. So as we know, our big essential question, which we are getting very close to, is why do people admire Cinderella? That's the big question that we need to answer at the end of the module. Our content framing question is, what do we need to know by today? So everybody, let's echo read. It says, how does the Korean Cinderella build my knowledge? Yes, how does a Korean Cinderella build my knowledge? So with each version of Cinderella we've read, we always can identify certain Cinderella story elements. I want you to think, what are the 4 Cinderella elements? There's 4 of them. Who remembers? Good characters, evil characters, magical element, and what's the last one? Proof of identity. Yes, kids, your brain? You guys are so smart. So these are the 4 Cinderella story elements that we find in each Cinderella story, in each Cinderella version. These are the 4 story elements that we find. Okay, so the Korean Cinderella, look at all the magical elements that we have already filled out for Cinderella, Cinderellian, the rough-faced girl, Bigfoot Cinderella, Adelita. So we already read all those books about a different version of Cinderella. So now for the Korean Cinderella. What is the proof of identity? I just clicked on it. The straw sandal. Yes. Who is an evil character? Omani. Who's the good character? Pear Blossom. And there is one more evil character, and that is Peony. Yes. And the magical island, boys and girls, it was the frog, the sparrow, and the ox. Remember? Those are the magical elements. They helped Pear Blossom when the stepmother asked her to do several things that were very difficult for Pear Blossom. So the magical element is the frog, the sparrow, and the ox. And her proof of identity is the straw sandal. So for today's content question, it's how does the Korean Cinderella build my knowledge? So how did the book build your knowledge? Well, today we will read an informational text to identify similarities, remember things that are the same, and differences, things that are different between some of the Cinderella stories we have read and other versions of Cinderella stories throughout the world. So we're going to take a look at an excerpt of an informational text about different versions of Cinderella. Together, we will annotate. What word? Annotate. That means we are going to make some notes together on the article to show connections with what we've learned during our module 4 in the study of Cinderella. So at this time, you guys can go ahead and press pause on your video, get your blue book, and you're going to need your handout 24A. The title is called 900 Cinderellas. Whenever you're ready, you guys can, don't forget to get a pencil, write your first name, last name, and date. When you are ready, go ahead and press play on the video. Okay? So It should say 900 Cinderellas. Let me get a pen real quick. And we're going to annotate, okay? So we're going to read. You're going to listen carefully as I read, and together we are going to underline what connects to or is the same as one of the Cinderella stories that we have read. Okay, so everybody finger on the title and follow along. It says, excerpt from 900 Cinderellas. Follow along. If someone asked you to name a fairy tale everyone knows, chances are you might say Cinderella. But did you know that the story of Cinderella is found all over the world in many different cultures? In China, she is known as Ye Shen. In Appalachia, she is called Ashpet. Some Native Americans know her as Little Burnt Face. Follow along. It says, no matter what she's called, Cinderella is always beautiful and good. That sounds to me like something we have read in our stories. Continue. It says, sadly, other members of her family are jealous of her goodness and beauty. That sounds like some of the things we have read in our stories. So let's underline that. Okay, continue. They are cruel to her. So cruel is mean. They are mean to her. And yes, that is something we have read in our stories. She is made to wear rags and do the worst chores in the household. Does that sound like something we have read? Yes, so let's underline that. She is made to wear rags and do the worst chores in the household. It says, continue, but then a magical person comes to help her. Magical person. Have we read, or does that connect to some of the Cinderella stories we read? Yes, just like Cinderella and the fairy godmother and Adelita, who helps her. The person, right? Esperanza. So we're going to underline that too. Okay? And then it says, dressed in beautiful clothes, Cinderella meets a prince or a king who wants to marry her. In all our stories, Cinderella married a prince, right? Or the king. So let's underline that. Okay. But she is forced to run away from him and wear her rags again. Does the magical element finish at midnight? Is she warned that if she stays too long, she's going to turn back? Yes, right? So let's underline that too. But she is forced to run away from him and wear rags again. In the end, he finds Cinderella after she proves her identity through a special test. So remember the glass slipper, the straw sandal, the rebozo. So that connects, right? So let's go here. He finds Cinderella after she proves her identity through a special test. Then they marry and live happily ever after. Do all our Cinderella stories have told us that? Yes, they all live happily ever after. Let's underline that. Around the world, there are more than 900 different versions of this story, but they all follow the same basic plot. So they all have the 4 story elements. Say them with me. Get ready. Good characters, evil characters, magical element, proof of identity. Yes, good job, boys and girls. You can go ahead and put this paper away. You won't need it anymore. Okay, so to end this section of our lesson, it says, how does the Korean Cinderella build our knowledge? So how did it build your knowledge? I want you to think about it. So a checklist helps remind you of all the parts to include in your story, right? We did those story element, the checklist, the the story elements, and for each story, we filled out each one so that when you had to write something about that particular character, you always had something to go back and check. So good job, boys and girls. Now for our deep dive. We're going to play a game called Flashlight Words. What's the game called? Yes, Flashlight Words. On the slide, I have found words from resources located in some of the stories that we have read. The flashlight will shine on one word at a time. When the word is highlighted with a flashlight, spell the word with me. So pay attention. Ooh, because. What word? Let's spell it. Get ready. B-E-C-A-U-S-E. What word? Yes, because. Prince. What word? Spell it. Get ready. P-R-I-N-C-E. What word did we spell? Yes, prince. Let me see where my flashlight shines. Cinderella. What word? Yes, let's spell it. There's a capital. Get ready. Capital C-I-N-D-R-E-L-L-A. What word did you spell? Cinderella. This word is slipper. What word? Spell it. Get ready. S-L-I-P-P-E-R. What word did you spell? Yes, slipper. Next word. Let me see my flashlight. Kind. What word? Let's spell it. Get ready. K-I-N-D. What word did you spell? Yes, kind. This word is should. What word? Let's spell it. Get ready. S-H-O-U-L-D. What word did you spell? Yes, should. Last word. Where. What word? Let's spell it. Get ready. W-H-E-R-E. What word did you spell? Yes, where. Awesome job, boys and girls. Kiss your brain. You're too smart, and I love the way you guys are learning how to spell your words. All right, we've come to our exit ticket. For your exit ticket, it is your worksheet that you guys have in your Wit and Wisdom packet. So at this time, go ahead and press pause. Look for your page. It should be Module 4, Lesson 27. The same thing, write your first name, last name, and date. And then go ahead and press play to follow along. Okay, so for this first one, I'm going to do the first one with you. I'm going to do this first one with you. For your exit ticket, you're going to have to do these two by yourself, okay? So what it says, think about the characters in the story of the Korean Cinderella. Write a sentence using the characters from the story. So for this sentence, I'm only going to use these two characters. For this one, you're going to have to use these three characters. For the bottom, you're going to use Pear Blossom and Magistrate. Okay, so you got to look at the words, the characters that it's giving you. So for example, I'm going to do the first one with you. Excuse me. So make sure you guys write it with me. It says, Pear Blossom and her father. What sentence can I write using Pear Blossom and her father? So here we go. I can write, so Pear Blossom make sure you guys are writing with me. Pear Blossom loved her father. Period. Don't forget your period. So I wrote a sentence using the characters given to me. So Pearl Blossom loved her father. Make sure you guys write this in the first sentence strip. Pearl Blossom loved her father. You can press play on pause on the video so you're able to write the sentence. And then press play when you're ready. So your exit ticket, boys and girls, you're going to have to do a sentence with these 3 characters and a sentence with these 2 characters. Okay? So just like on the slideshow, you are going to only do the circled ones because the top one you should already have what I have and what we did together today. Don't forget to upload your assignment through General. Click on assignment, and then you're going to see there Wit and Wisdom exit ticket. Okay? You guys did amazing today. Don't forget to turn in your exit ticket and keep practicing your Oreo paragraph structure. Bye-bye.